You're asking for it, and now you're going to get it.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 0 of the Hardy Pinball Podcast. I am Cary Hardy, and this is The Pilot. Now, for those of you that don't know me already, here is my brief history in the hobby. The year is 2012. I buy my first arcade and pinball machine, and the pinball machine only costed $25 at auction. I repaired said pinball machine, and what was only supposed to be me having a game in my home for nostalgia reasons turned into an addiction. I couldn't get enough. Over time, I began getting more and more games. I would be visiting Texas pinball festivals yearly to really see what this hobby would provide. I would dabble in the media side of pinball for a time or two by uploading videos of my projects, but it wouldn't be until like the mid-year of 2018 when cancer claimed my mother would I really get deep into this hobby. At that time, I really needed the distraction, so I decided to document and produce videos of my work and put them on YouTube for others to enjoy. Now, 7 months later, I would be asked to join the largest pinball show on YouTube, straight down the middle. Now, I graciously accepted, and now I provide content for 2 channels. As of right now, I have over 2,000 subscribers. For this niche hobby of pinball, that is pretty damn good. And now I will be providing content in audio form. The thing is, guys, I've heard many different podcasters state that podcasting isn't easy. Now, of course, that really depends on if you are comparing it to video production. For me, this is what I would say is going to be a piece of cake, because I'm comparing it to what I already do, and that is producing video content. Now, with a brief backstory out of the way, let's go over what this channel will not have. This channel will not have long musical intros, and that just basically, for me, when I hear these on other podcasts, I just kind of have to just sit there and hit the skip, because the thing is, you've already heard this intro. They know what podcast they're listening to. There's no sense of having to wait an extra 2 minutes. Trust me, there's certain ones that have a really long musical intro, or even just a really long intro in general. I don't know why. I really don't. There's no reason to have this really long, even 30 seconds, I think is a little ridiculous. So yes, I will have a little bit of a musical intro, but it's going to be less than 10 seconds. And it is just basically just everyone can use that time to utilize the volume control to make sure it's suitable for your ears. Now, something else that I will not have, I will not be playing catch-up from my previous episodes, informing you guys on every little thing that I've been doing over the past weekend, weekday, hour, whatever. That's not going to happen either. I'm going to try to get into the meat of the topics at hand whenever the podcast starts. Now, I also will not be droning on for a minute or two or even longer about products that everyone already knows is great. For example, Penn Stadium. Now, Scott, you know I love you. You know I love your product. I help you sell the damn things. But I will not be going on here talking several minutes about how awesome they are and how good they look in my games and blah, 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 blah. Everyone knows the product is good. There's no sense of me continuing that whole thing in this podcast. It's not going to happen. So, that being said, I've already given him enough product placement in my pilot episode. So, now let's go on to my next thing that I will not be doing. And I'm not going to be singing. You know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to be doing it. No one wants to hear me do it, so therefore I'm definitely not going to be doing it either. So, moving on. My episodes are not going to be overly long because of the reasons I just listed. I don't plan on having an episode that goes on for an hour or even 2 or even 3 or anything like that. I don't know how long my episodes will be. I don't have that in stone. It's going to be basically the amount of content that I have to talk about. I'm not going to have segments. I'm not going to have things to fill time to make this a certain length of an episode. I'm going to be giving you content in the time frame that I'm able to. I'm not going to be like, this episode's going to be an hour, I'm going to cut it down to that much. No, it's going to be how much we have to talk about. And currently at this amount of, in this time in pinball, there's not a lot to talk about. There will be very shortly, though. But as of right now, there's not a lot to talk about. So therefore, I'm not going to try to make news. I'm not going to manufacture stuff just to fill dead air. That's not going to happen. So, for the amount of time I've been involved in this hobby in a personality role, I've never wanted to do a podcast. I've been on a few of them as a guest, but I have never wanted to have my own. And that was because I felt that I had nothing to offer. The others had everything already covered, but over the last year, we've lost some of my favorites, and that would be Slap Save. I mean, I miss hearing Jason Fowler's voice, Special When Lit. I miss hearing those guys' voices, and most recently, we have lost Kaneda. Now, TWIP is still here, but it's still in the process of like morphing into a new platform, and honestly, I like where it's going. It just needs a few little audio adjustments, and I think it'll be great. Due to all these recent events, and mainly due to Kaneda bowing out of the scene, I have been asked by many, including Kaneda himself, to step up to the plate. That's right, the origin of this podcast is due to Kaneda's podcast. Now, what does that mean? It means that his platform and mine will be very similar. Now, why is that? It's because I liked it. And obviously thousands of others did too. Who knows, maybe one day I can persuade him to be a guest on here with me. I don't know, we'll see. Now, I have said this plenty of times in my YouTube content, and that is I don't lie because I don't want to have to remember. I have plenty of other things going on in my life that I can worry about or stress over than whether or not I said or didn't say something about a certain product or machine. I'm going to basically regurgitate how I feel about a machine or product, how it is in my head at that time. Now, that's not to say that things may change over time, because yes, obviously, more information or more news can come out that can change my mind. But at that point in time, when I speak about it, that's how I feel. That's how you're going to get it. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you why I don't like it. If it's something good and I do like it, it's going to get props. I'm not here to shit on a company, a product, or anything like that. I'm here to just basically state my opinion. This podcast is strictly for entertainment, and it's your choice to listen to it or not. It's as simple as that. So I believe this episode is going to wrap up here. I wanted to give you just enough information about me, give you an idea of what I will sound like, my format, and my just personality in general, to see if this is something that you want to continue listening for. Now, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of information here, guys. Now, until we meet again, let's talk about Deeproot. What I can tell you is that we should have a nice chunk of info and footage to chew on before the end of summer. There you go. That's what I have for you at this time. Until next time, guys, peace out.